Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading Multi-Character Listener by me. So let's get into it. Neuvillette. Now Neuvillette was always careful. He cared a lot about doing things during appropriate times. So of course there would be no opportunity for anyone to catch him being intimate with you during work times. He was simply supposed to deal with a little bit of paperwork, and then he'd be done. And then he would have all the time for you, to spoil you and love you, as you deserve to be loved. But someone was too impatient for that. He went into his office, pouting. Neuvillette, you've been so busy lately. You've barely had any time for me. Can't you see that I miss you? My dear Ryan, I miss you as well, but as you can see here, I have some very urgent tasks. Well, surely you can give me a little bit of attention between doing your tasks. Isn't that right? Can't you see how broken my heart is? I've missed you, you say, and he looks into your eyes, and he's not really good at resisting. Not at all. Not when you look this adorable, and not when you need him this much. So of course he finds himself caving, and he finds himself unable to resist what you want. It's very difficult when it's you. And he finds himself also sighing softly, opening his arms for you, beckoning you to come and sit on his lap. And then he cupped your face in his hands, looking into your beautiful eyes. Just one kiss, and then you go out, and then I'll be done. Alright? Alright, just one, I promise. And then he kisses you, deepening it gently. What he does not expect is for Farina to just open the door all of a sudden, and she means to scold him or complain about something from the look of her face. And then she stands completely still, frozen, and then she blushes brightly. I shall go now. I haven't seen anything, she says, running away as fast as she can, as she did most of the time. The two of you were frozen for a moment, and Neuvillette knew that he'd have a lot to answer for. Wriothesley. Now, Wriothesley was not shy of anything, really. He didn't care if someone saw him. That doesn't mean that he would actually make someone see the two of you doing this on purpose. He just didn't care that much. Of course, maybe he'd be embarrassed sometimes about some things, but that was rare. And since your love was very important to him, he was very upfront with it. There was no need to hide something from anyone. Not when he loved you this much, and not when you meant the entire world to him. Why would he hide you then? And that's why he had you on his lap as he sat in his office, as he kissed you deeply, the two of you forgetting about the world completely. And he didn't hear the repeated knocks, and he also did not hear the door open, or the sound of footsteps as someone ascended the stairs. It turns out that one of the people that had worked for him wanted to talk about something. But then as he looked at Wriothesley and you and the scene that was happening, he was frozen. Wriothesley broke away from the kiss to look at him, his eyes daring him to say just one word. But the guy was already terrified, apologizing over and over, even bowing before him, until Wriothesley had told him to just go, and he will make sure that he does not bring this up again. And the guy never brought it up. And as for you two, Wriothesley thought it was more important that you continue enjoying your time. After all, he was not going to let one little thing like that ruin your moment. He wasn't shy of showing affection, and he was not shy of being found out either. In fact, That just gives him more of an excuse to show you off to everyone. Child. Now, Child actually was very careful, especially if he was bringing you home, because he had siblings, you see, and he always made sure that they were asleep. If you were staying over, he stayed with his family, since it was Christmas, and the two of you were celebrating, and he brought you over to stay with him, because he considered you part of the family now, and his siblings loved you. But he knew Deucer was asleep. He was quite sure of it. So maybe there wouldn't be too much harm in having a little bit of fun, and maybe just kissing you as he sat on the countertop, cupping your face in his hands, and deepening the kiss as you gripped onto his hair while he only brought you closer and closer. Maybe you were getting too lost in the moment. Maybe he was forgetting himself because he was just so in love with you, and it was hard to tear himself away until he heard Tusser's footsteps. He had walked in on you, and Child immediately pulled away, his face red, and he turned away from you at lightning speed. Tusser, what brings you here? Weren't you asleep? I was, but I wanted ice cream, his little brother said, and Child nervously chuckled, hoping he never brings up what happened. Of course he gets some ice cream. He gets him a lot of sweets, hoping to distract Tusser from what he saw. Meanwhile, you're a blushing mess. But once it's all over and done, and Tusser is back within his bed, you hug Child tightly, laughing a little bit. You know, maybe he didn't say anything. I hope so. Anyway, we should get back to it, shouldn't we? Are you really making the same mistake again? Maybe I am. Actually, I think maybe we should take it to my room. That way, we have a lot more space to work with, he said, and you'd be lying to say if that did not get you excited, because you certainly were.